You know what's absolutely nuts? There's a Chinese car company selling a $150,000 luxury SUV that can float on water, drive on three wheels, and spin in circles like a tank. And the craziest part? Most people in the West have probably never even heard of it. Well, that's all about to change because the company behind it, BYD, isn't playing games anymore. They're coming for the luxury market, and their flagship, the Yangwang U8, might just be the wildest vehicle you've never seen. So today, let's figure out if this thing is actually worth that massive price tag, or if it's just another overpriced gadget on wheels, BYD. You might have heard the name, maybe you haven't. But here's the headline. BYD is now the biggest electric vehicle manufacturer in the world. Yeah, you heard that right. Bigger than Tesla. They outsold everyone last year, and they're expanding at a mind-blowing pace. While most people know BYD for their affordable electric cars, they've been hiding a secret weapon, a high-end luxury brand called Yangwang. And the U8 is their flagship monster. Now, before we get into what makes this SUV so special, let's set the scene. The luxury SUV market is a battlefield dominated by giants like the Range Rover, the Mercedes G-Wagon, and the Cadillac Escalade. These are the status symbols, the six-figure rides that scream, "I've made it." They're parked in celebrity driveways and in front of fancy office buildings. So BYD looked at this exclusive club and basically said, "We can do that too, but we're going to do it our way, with a twist." And that twist is anything but subtle. The Yangwang U8 is an absolute unit. It's longer than a Chevy Suburban and weighs over 8,000 pounds. It looks like someone threw a Range Rover, a Hummer, and a futuristic spaceship into a blender. The front end is dominated by this massive grille with intricate LED light bars that look straight out of a sci-fi movie. The body lines are sharp, aggressive, and the whole thing sits on enormous 22-inch wheels as standard. This is not a vehicle you buy to blend in. It's a statement piece designed to turn heads and start conversations. But this is where it goes from just being a big SUV to something truly extraordinary. The U8 is packed with technology that sounds like it was pulled from a James Bond film. Let's start with the powertrain. This is a plug-in hybrid, but not just any hybrid. It has 4 electric motors, one for each wheel. Combined, they produce over 2,100 horsepower. Let me say that again. Over 1,100 horsepower in a family SUV. That's more power than a Lamborghini Revuelto, more than most supercars on the planet. All that insane power is managed by an advanced all-wheel drive system that can control each wheel independently with surgical precision. Now, you might be thinking, okay, it's fast, so what? But that's not even the most impressive part. The magic is what BYD does with those 4 independent motors. Because they can control each wheel separately, the U8 can perform something called a tank turn. You know how a tank can spin in place by moving one track forward and the other backward? The U8 does exactly that. You push a button, crank the steering wheel, and the car literally pirouettes on the spot. It's completely bonkers for daily driving, but it says undeniably cool and actually useful for getting out of a tight parking spot or turning around on a narrow trail. But wait, it gets even weirder. This SUV can drive on 3 wheels. I am not kidding. If you get a flat tire, the vehicle's sensors detect it, and the system automatically redistributes power to the other 3 wheels. It then uses its advanced air suspension to lift the damaged wheels slightly off the ground and just keeps on driving as if nothing happened. BYD claims you can cruise at up to 75 miles per hour on just 3 wheels. Is this a feature you'll use every day? Hopefully not. But it's an incredible party trick and, more importantly, a game changer if you get a flat tire in the middle of nowhere. And now, for the grand finale, the feature that breaks the internet every time it's shown. It floats. The Yangwang U8 is sealed and waterproof, allowing it to float on water for up to 30 minutes. It has a special water mode that retracts the wheels and uses them to propel the vehicle through the water like little propellers. Now, why on earth would you need this? Well, if you live in an area prone to flooding, or you're an extreme off-roader who loves crossing rivers, this could be a lifesaver. But for most people, It's just an insane engineering flex. BYD is basically shouting from the rooftops, we can do things other luxury car makers haven't even dreamed of. Of course, all this tech means nothing if the inside feels like a budget rental car. So let's talk about the interior, because this is where a luxury vehicle has to deliver. The good news is, BYD didn't skimp. The cabin is draped in supple Nappa leather, the same high-quality stuff you find in top-tier German cars. The front seats are heated, cooled, and have a wide array of massage functions. The driver's seat alone has over 20 different ways to get perfectly comfortable. Ambient lighting with customizable colors bathes the cabin, and all the materials feel premium. Real metal accents, genuine wood trim options, and soft-touch surfaces everywhere you look and touch. But the real star of the show is the second row. These aren't just seats. They're first-class airline suites on wheels. They recline almost fully flat, have extendable leg rests, and come with their own heating, cooling, and massage controls. Fold-out tables deploy from the front seat backs, so passengers can work on a laptop or enjoy a meal in total comfort. Each rear passenger gets their own entertainment screen, and there's even a full-size refrigerator in the center console to keep your drinks perfectly chilled. This design makes perfect sense when you remember that in the Chinese luxury market, many owners have chauffeurs. The focus is on the passenger experience. So, is the Yangwang U8 worth $150,000? From a pure features per dollar standpoint, it's a mic drop. You're getting technology and capabilities that you simply can't find in a Range Rover or a G-Wagon, no matter how much money you throw at them. A car that floats, drives on 3 wheels, and does tank turns is in a league of its own. However, a luxury car is also about brand prestige, heritage, and the dealership experience, areas where brands like Mercedes and Land Rover have a century-long head start. The U8 isn't just a car, it's a declaration of intent from BYD. It is their way of showing the world that made in China is no longer about imitation, but innovation. Whether it can truly compete with the established giants remains to be seen, but one thing is certain, the luxury car world just got a whole lot more interesting. What do you guys think? Is this the future of luxury or just an over-the-top gimmick? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this look into the wild world of cars, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.